crab just closed. LMX, what I seen when I chased him, nigga, I said it's so. I'm worth for tickets, still in the trenches, thugging with a pole.
Alright, 20s, 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 and B. I'm saying, get out there and night drop like that. So do it now. So, anyways, we hit everybody go ahead and catch this little Bob. Nobody dropped this in the comments, but I told y'all on stream that I'll be watching these, and I'll probably only uploaded one of these or two of these, maybe. But yeah, I don't think this is about to be too crazy, but we about to just go ahead and see what they talking about. This is what I'll be watching late night, and when I'm bored and stuff like this, what I'll be watching. I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, drop a like, drop a sub. Hope you're doing good. Shout out to all my twins. We had a good ass stream today too. No cap. We had a good ass stream tonight, bro. W stream, bro. I appreciate y'all boys. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shout out to all my twins, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. You know what I'm saying?
Was there ever a time where you wanted to check out? You wanted
Every
to
day. It was my first nighttime jump in full combat gear and equipment. I'm falling, and I knew something was wrong, and I can hear people as I'm following, pull your reserve, screaming, pull my reserve. I'm all tangled up and tied out. My gun, a Mark 48 machine gun, is flung out somewhere and lost in the field. I landed on one leg, tore up my pants, had no weapon. It was brutal, man.
It sounds like RASP is the biggest kick in the ass out of the two.
100%. 100%.
So I'd like to revisit RASP. I mean, how long is RASP?
About a month long.
Hey, I'll
It's a month.
Yeah. Oh, a RASP now? I'm not sure. It's over a month. When I was going through, it was a month long. No days off.
What does that entail?
Oh yeah, Monday through Monday, physical, like a beatdown. It really kicks. So for you guys, you have Hell Week, and for us, we have Cold Range. We march out. I believe it's a 12 or 15 mile ruck to Cold Range, and the time limit given, which was like, I forget, 3 hours, 4 hours, and I forget the time hack for it. But we make it there. We march out there. A lot of guys normally don't make the time hack. So you've lost, let's say, 10 guys out of that portion. Damn. You get to Cold Range and there's no like facility you live in. It's all outdoors, and it's just like Hell Week, I guess, minus the water and all the boat carrying. Like we carry logs and a lot of running, a lot of just physical beatdown. You do land nav, there's no sleep. You sleep maybe out of the 3 days, I believe, 4 days. And we slept once, but it was a short sleep.
Damn.
I remember during Cold Range, just like mass exodus of guys just quitting. 10 one day, 20 the next day. And for me, it was like, I thought that I was gonna be that guy because I looked at everyone else and I'm like, man, they're taller. They are built like, rest his soul, Pat Tillman. Like mini Pat Tillmans, like football players, they're built good. And I just wasn't built that way of, what I expected a Ranger to be, or spec ops guy.
I mean, Rangers do have a stereotype of being skinny, wiry,
and short
individuals.
Yeah. I've always got SEALs to be the opposite. I think to be a swimmer, I always thought you had to be like Michael Phelps height or whatever. But yeah, I can tell a Ranger out of a crowd. There's a very distinct personality and look. But yeah, so it was just a mass beatdown. And
we're talking like a 90% attrition rate.
Yeah, it was brutal, man. It was brutal. And it was the biggest shock for me, but everything was kind of like a blur. It all blurred together of no sleep, little food, and just a continuous beatdown, man. Physical beatdown. Everything's hurting. Everything hurts. You're never on time. Nothing's ever good enough. It was just a smoke fest. Like you might get put in a room and do push-ups for, I don't know, a few hours until the...
Few hours? Hours, dude? Push-ups for hours?
Get put in a room and do push-ups for a
few
hours until the room sweats. That's what we make it rain. So
Twins say make the room sweat. Oh, bro. Twins say make it rain. Damn, that sound a little kinky. I ain't gonna lie. I might steal it. I might start telling bitch, I'm trying to make the room sweat. Hey, I'm trying to make it rain. Fuck, bro, what do you say?
A smoke fest. Like you might
I gotta stop. All right, stop. This is serious. My fault. This is serious. My bad, but
in the room and do push-ups for
trying to make it rain.
a few hours until the room sweats.
That room sweat.
Make it rain. So we, bunch of guys in a room sweating. It's hot, humid. They crank the air up and turn the heat on, and it's just looks like it rained in there. There's so much sweat all over the place, and sometimes you'd have condensation build up on the walls in a small room. It's stuff like that. A lot of running. It's like every ranger was a marathon runner, and I was never.
Hey, but shout out to bro for
to run like that. I could do my 5 mile
doing
in
what he did though.
40 minutes. I'm like a 38-minute 5 miler, and that's like my max. The mile runs those guys could do, the fastest I've seen was like a 5:30, 5:20 something, 5:30 something.
Shit.
And fastest I've ever got was like a 6:30. And it was on one occasion, fluke of nature, maybe the clock was wrong, but that's the fastest I've ever been. I'm normally a 7-minute guy. But, and Rangers just run and run and run. And that's what I didn't like about it, was that's all we do for PT, and that's all like we focused on was the endurance and long distance running. And I hated that. And ruck marches. A lot of physical beatdown. And like I said, by the end of the class, it was dwindled down to 6 guys, and we had the rollover come in the last portion.
Is there any team events?
Are there any team events?
Yeah, in RASP.
Not
It's all individual.
really. Yeah, it's pretty much individual. Like especially at land nav and night land nav, and yeah, I would say it's a fair amount of just being by yourself or doing things to a standard just for you, as opposed to a team. And if one guy messed up, then the whole class would get, in trouble for it. But at the end of the day, it came down to just who wanted to quit and who would not quit. They had like one event at Cole Range where we're standing in formation. We had just got done getting our balls smoked off, and we're standing in formation outside of the.
Huh? Y'all just finished what? Getting what? Smoked who? Smoked what? You can't just say that fast. All right, let me stop, because he is a demon. Let me stop. Because he's you don't know about Twin. Go ahead and do your research, bro. Let me start tweaking with Twin.
Like one event at Cole Range where,
bro,
we're standing in formation. We had just got done getting our balls smoked off, and we're standing in formation outside of the big tarp trucks, the deuce and a halves, and the instructors are by this big barrel fire, and they're cooking and roasting hot dogs, and they had pizza out there, and they're like, all you have to do is just come over. We know you're hurt. We know you're sucking. It's cold. Just come over. Got hot coffee. We got pizza and hot dogs for you guys waiting on the other side. But if you come over here, you can't come back. And a few guys left to go get the food, and that was it for them. They told us to all get on the back of the trucks. We're heading back, and they drove around for like 30 minutes. And you think you lost all concept of time, so you're thinking, oh, we're finally going to go back and hit the sack for a little bit, at least be in a room on a nice bed. And we drove around for a little bit, and they opened the tarps, and we're still at Cole Range where we started off at. And that was a big demoralizer. So that more guys quit after we arrived back at Cole Range, got smoked some more, got back on the trucks, and then we finally went back to the barracks. And
was there ever a time where you wanted
to
check out?
Every day.
What kept you going?
Watching other guys quit. I would, I guess, not feed off of it. I guess you could say feed off of it.
My fault, son. Somebody's dog was tweaking outside, but that shit was annoying. I don't even know if y'all could have heard it, but that shit was annoying me. My fault.
I would, I guess, not feed off of it. I guess you could say feed off of it, where at least I wasn't that guy. So if I wasn't that guy, I can go a little bit longer until maybe somebody else quits. They can't have us all quit. I just have to outlast that guy or the next guy or someone else. But every single day I wanted to quit. More so in Ranger School, but every day I wanted to quit. I think I was just too stupid to even do it at the time. Too much ego to get up there and you get respect for quitting. They respect you and they don't treat you and call you names. They don't treat you bad. So it was more so of an ego thing for me of not wanting to quit. But yeah, I wanted to every day.
Interesting. So they make it appealing to quit.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
So that was the biggest thing about RIP. And I think that's what I think made it hard too, is it was different than basic training. You're more on your own and you're given a set of instructions to do something and you do it. You're not like in basic training where they hold your hand the whole way. It was different in that aspect too. And just how mean they were. Like these guys were demonic. It felt like. I was terrified of Rangers going in. I saw a guy with the tambourine. As a kid, avert your eyes, and I would always say to myself, oh my gosh, this guy's probably killed people. And that would terrify me because a Ranger to me always looked very neat, very, very neat, very well put together. And knowing that this guy or thinking that, this guy has taken a life was like weird to me. It scared me. So I was always scared to look these guys in the eye.
Now look at them.
Yeah.
Now look at them. Now we scared to look you in the eye. I'm broke. Now niggas scared to look you in the eyes. Me. Fuck.
Scared me. So I was always scared to look these guys in the eye of, that. So I was scared of all my instructors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move forward again.
Mm-hmm.
You're checked in. You're at 3rd Ranger Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
Time doesn't slow down, and really, you shouldn't either. We all sit around and say, oh, I'll get to that later, but something...
What's it like when you meet your team?
Terrifying. I heard a mass, like a stampede, coming through the barracks. They're screaming, loud, doors being kicked, and they're screaming, where's the fucking new guy? And I'm huddled in my room, sitting on my bed, terrified. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna find out I'm in here. And all of a sudden, I lock my door, and I see my door shaking, and they're picking the lock. Then they kick my door open.
Damn.
All these guys come in, and they flood my room with beers in hand. And like, you gotta drink all this.
So they kick my shit
I'm
open.
not even a drinker like that. I had like one Heineken and
Hey, them
Airborne.
shits. Hey, them Heinekens, I don't know how niggas drink. I don't know how people drink those. That shit so ass. Oh my God, that shit so ass. Don't ask me how I know.
I had like one Heineken and Airborne, and I hated it. So now I'm stuck with this room full of Rangers shoving beer down my mouth and throat, and I'm
Damn.
Let's take that back. That sounds
Yeah. Relax. Let's relax now. I don't know why it got so crazy. Why did it get so crazy?
Rangers shoving beer down my
Ain't funny.
mouth and throat, and I'm let's take that back. That sounds really bad, but they're giving me a bunch of beer and stuff like that to drink, and I remember getting just absolutely shit-faced. And that next morning we had to run like 6 miles and me throwing up. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was just terrifying that these guys, in my mind, all just came back from killing people in war. And
Had
now,
they?
Yeah. They were in Afghanistan during that time, and they did a few recovery operations with the SEAL team. And most of the stuff in Afghanistan, that's when they were getting into more the direct action type stuff. So they were upping their package and their amount of combat that they did see. Prior to that, it was a lot of working with Delta and pulling security and stuff like that before, I guess they got their hands full, Delta, and we started picking up the more direct action and purely just direct action raids, and sometimes doing side-by-sides where Delta's hitting one building and we're hitting the other building, and working with them in that nature. It was terrifying, but also at the same time, I felt like it was good to be a part of a group like that. I just wasn't sure if I could hang because they were animals, physically fit. And I had no idea if I was gonna be able to even keep up with these guys. So I thought my time was gonna be short-lived because like these guys could be hammered one night and the next morning running 6-mile runs like it's nothing. And it was, I didn't think I was gonna be able to keep up with these guys. And then we went on to the training cycle.
Niggas is different,
6
bro.
months training cycle. Started off with airfield seizure, and that was my first introduction. This was like a few weeks after I arrived. And my first exercise was taking over an airfield and had no idea how to do it, except for how to jump out of a plane. And it was my first nighttime jump in full combat gear and equipment. And as a new guy, you're stacked onto this C-17 and the Humvees are in the middle of the formation, lined up on the bed of the C-17.
Hey, no bullshit, bro.
Watch.
That shit must that shit must be crazy. Like, it must feel like good, fun, like, but scary, all that. Like, it's just all of that shit all in one, bro. Like, cause that shit'll sound fun. Like, you with all like you with the guys, y'all on the V's, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got AR, he got, what was saying? Y'all, like, it sound fun until them shots and them bombs get to going off, and it's like, ooh, I want to go on me. They shooting balls for real? They really blow shit up for real? Oh, my fault. I was just trying to.
The formation lined up on the bed of the C-17 and
that shit get scary,
watching
bro.
them get sucked out the back ramp as a new guy, never seeing this. My mind's blown of like, wow, this is pretty neat. I'm actually doing like cool guy stuff. And it's time to jump. My first jump in battalion, I'm weighted down. You jump out into this pitch blackness and my risers got stuck under my left leg. I ended up tumbled through my risers, and I get a cigarette roll. So I'm falling, and I knew something was wrong because I can still hear the wind of the whistling of the wind and the black figures, bodies like passing me at a higher rate than.
So Twin just falling, he just falling right now. He's in the sky right now. He's just falling.
Something was wrong because I can still hear the wind of the whistling of the wind and the black figures, bodies like passing me at a higher rate than what I knew was, not right. And I can hear people as I'm following, pull your reserve, screaming, pull my reserve. And I watch this thing come out like slow motion and it, comes out and I'm looking down. I don't have much room left, maybe 500 feet, a little less than 500 feet or so. And I'm coming in on the tarmac of the runway. So I'm trying to slip and pull my risers on my reserve, but those don't steer the way your main parachute will. And I'm all tangled up and tied out. My gun, a Mark 48 machine gun, is flung out somewhere and lost in the field. It popped out and yeah, bad experience. I landed on one leg, tore up my pants, had no weapon. And I show up to the rally point in the middle of this airfield, about to take over the airfield. And I'm mimicking like I have a gun because I didn't want to say, hey, I lost my gun. As a new guy, first jump. So I'm mimicking like I have a gun and hoping no one's going to notice. And the first thing they notice, like, Irv, where the fuck is your gun? And I say, I don't know.
Niggas said he tried to bluff. Twin said he was bluffing in that hole. Hell, dog. Bro, that's why I fuck with, bro. He funny as shit.
Gonna notice. And the first thing they notice, like, Irv, where the fuck is your gun? And I say, I don't know, Sergeant.
Nigga said, I don't know.
I lost it. And he blew his lid. So I had to mimic the entire taking over the airfield without a weapon.
Damn.
Just nods, a helmet, and yeah, nothing.
That's funny.
Got the entire battalion in trouble. We all had to go out there.
That had to be pretty humiliating as a new guy.
Very. And not on top of that, the next morning, we had to all get on formation, the entire battalion, pretty much, and walk the airfield. While I stood on the back of a truck and watched all the guys look for my equipment to make me stand out. So that was my first
That's funny, bro.
Shit.
Yeah. After that,
Is it more? I thought it was over.
Never happened again.
I mean, that can create a lot of hatred.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
How did you rectify that?
Didn't fuck up anymore and performed to my best, or as best as I could, not failing anything. I wasn't allowed to. Like, that's the whole, I guess, the big thing about Rangers is the standard. Like, if you mess up a standard or if you don't perform to standard, you get RFS, which was released for standards. At any point in time in your career, you can be released. So I guess to rectify that was staying in the gray man for as long as possible until my first deployment and keeping my head down and just performing. And I figured, and which happened, was after my first deployment is where I started to get respect and become a part of that team.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan show from.
All right, man, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that was a W calm to watch. But this is what I be watching when I be bored. I'm gonna drop this late night. I don't know what time though. I might drop this on some late shit. But yeah, if there's any more stories like this or any shit like this y'all want me to react to, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I fuck with shit like this one, bro. Anyways, go ahead and get out of there, man. Shout out to all my twins. I appreciate y'all. We upload every day, most of the time, twice a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see y'all niggas in the next one, bro.